It's Ricky of Moshville Times here once again. Now, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Welsh death metal slugs Cremulation. After witnessing the performance at Maryhill Audio on Saturday night, or last Saturday night actually, I just had to have a chat with them. So, having previously interviewed them when they played Glasgow's own Dead of Winter, I was hooked once again just to the groove that they play. Absolutely brilliant stuff. So tonight we've got drummer vocalist, which I don't also say often enough, Greg. Unfortunately, guitarist vocalist Steve and bassist vocalist Lee couldn't be with us tonight, so that just gives us free rein to take the piss out of them then, eh? So, first of all, I've got to ask you, how the devil are you, mate?
Good, mate. I'm good. Just put the kids to bed. Wife's gone upstairs. I got some music on in the background, and I got a beer.
What are you playing in the background?
I got a There's a YouTube guy called Schizophrenia. He makes 90s death metal compilations. I just got one of them on.
I know the one. I know the very one that you mean. Some
I
channel,
think
some amount of videos on it. It's very
Gutted is
nostalgic, isn't
on
it?
currently.
Uh, what's on?
Gutted.
Gutted. Yeah. Uh, plays good stuff, plays good stuff. But I hate to do this because I don't normally do this, but I'm afraid that we have to start off this interview with a complaint.
Go on.
Yeah, you said to the whole audience in Maryhill that I've only ever played three heads in a freezer on my radio show. So I'm just going to have to take you to task on that because I look back on my software and I've just to let you know that I've played the Tato track, I've played Flesh Chamber, and I've played Strangled and Mangled. I also had gastric broth ready when you were listening, but Quando wanted three heads. So I accept your apology, sir.
I apologize.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the other people that are in the room probably won't hear this, so they probably think I'm an idiot still. But thanks very much for that. But it's been a couple of months since you've released your debut album, Amalgamated Abomination. I can't believe I said that right, but I did. So how did it feel to finally get the new music out there for the masses to hear and let everyone know that Cremulation is still about and still going well? How did it feel to finally get the release day?
It was ace because obviously just trying to get it out. Recording took a while because we all work full time and we were doing it on like Sundays and stuff.
Yeah,
So it was literally like, oh, we got 3 hours here, we got 2 hours there, we got 3 hours here. So it
yeah,
was it was quite a long process. But my cousin John did an amazing job on the album, and
yeah.
when we had the finished product and sent it to Iron Fortress, we were just over the moon. Just sounds disgusting, and that's what we wanted.
Because you're quite, I don't think prolific's the right word, but it's not like every year you've released something. So are you saying that Amalgamated could maybe have came out earlier on then?
Maybe it's a lot of it is timing. It's
Yeah,
like trying to do stuff with like real life interfering. You get what I mean?
yeah. Unfortunately, it's got a knack of doing that, isn't it? So,
It does, yeah.
um, but was there ever a conversation of making the album like an EP, or was it always going to be an album? Was it going to be like a I don't know whether you're like part of the old school where you're like album because you like the cover art, you like the lyrics, you like the physical product, or whether you're part of the new generation where it's single, couple months, single, couple months, single. So was there a discussion about the length of what you're going to do next?
It was probably because we wanted to do an album because we've all been in bands with each other and other bands before. We've all
Yeah.
done demos, EPs, etc., etc. And then we were like, oh, fuck that. Do the demo. The demo took off, sold well. So we're like, fuck it, let's do the album.
I read somewhere that you sold that demo four times out.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Well, again, you lied to us at the gig because you said like seven people have bought it or something like that. Oh well, not the demo, the album, right enough. But you're more popular than what you think you are.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe.
yeah. So fair play. But for those that are new to the band, then how would you say Amalgamated sounded in terms of your first demo, Resurrection of the Rotten? And do you think you found the sound that you've been looking for, or do you think there's always going to be like a natural progression?
I think there'll be a natural progression. The demo, I recorded most of that on GarageBand,
Yeah.
and then I used. Do you know what a D50 drum kit is?
It's the
It's
newer
one.
version of the D40.
It's one of the. It's from like 1996. It's like a tabletop drum kit.
Oh,
I
right.
I recorded the drums on that, So, because I didn't have a digital drum kit, but I was like, I didn't want to program the drums, so I recorded them on this D50 thing, which was quite difficult, but I got it working. And then
Wow.
my cousin mastered. Well, he basically told me, he said, "Please don't ever do this again. This is a fucking nightmare." He had to basically clean it up.
There's arguments for like which release has got the better snare sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do like the demo sound, but that's completely digital. 1990s digital, but it's digital.
Yeah, good stuff, man, good stuff. But because when you released the album, then it's been a wee while, and it sounds as if you guys come up with ideas all the time. Have you got anything new in the pipeline?
Yeah, we're working on our second album now. We got 7.5 tracks for it.
How many are you going for?
Probably 10 or 11. Want to push it past like 30 minutes.
Oofed. Getting a
I
wee bit
know.
commercial now, are you not?
Oh, I know.
So again, going back to the sound then, what would you say is the subtle differences on the new material that's different from Amalgamated?
Um, I think it's probably better. Like we've known each other for years, but
Yeah,
now we try and we. I always say we'll play the opening of an envelope. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We'll play any gig we can. I think now live experience and all that and studio experience has kind of made us more of a unit.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
so, someone will have an idea, and half the time we don't even say it. Someone will just do something like, "Oh yeah, that's it."
yeah, yeah.
So we just all know each other really well.
So what would you say that you may have changed in the drums from Amalgamated then?
I've tried to get better.
Have you got any blast beats in this?
No, there's a few Slayer beats though,
Yeah.
but there's no blast beats. I used to blast beat a lot when I was in a grindcore band with Lee and Steve years ago, but I can't be fucked anymore.
What were you in? You was in Golden Ruin or something like that?
In Crimson Ruin, yeah, it was
In
just like
Crimson?
it was just
Right.
death grind.
Yeah. I would say that you're all blast beated out. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
but it just brings up a valid point. Like if you listen to a half an hour album and it's just blasts all the time, it kind of gets a bit repetitive and a bit boring. Even though a lot of your material is of the same speed, there's just
yeah,
groove to it. You can't help but bang your head to it. You know, you can't help but do zombie pits to it and things like that.
yeah.
You know, so keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you. That was our
Like,
goal, really.
what's
Just
that?
write. That was our goal, just to write like just slow, heavy songs. That people are like, oh, this is cool. I like this. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
we're not rewriting any book. Like, just like here's a couple of riffs, here's a couple of beats, and this song's probably about zombies.
There's nothing new that you can do to death metal anymore. It's been done
No,
1,000 times. So all people are looking for is good songs to either move to or to bang their head to.
exactly.
That's what makes them memorable, you know. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Um, but how was I'm going to stretch your memory, but how was the recording process for Amalgamated then? Was it quite easy? Was it just getting in and do record, 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 or was there some tracks where you're like, you weren't happy with a guitar solo, or this beat just didn't sound right, and you had to do the song over and over again, or was it quite a smooth process?
Well, originally, like three heads in the freezer, there was barely any vocals in it, and then
Okay,
hearing it back, it had vocals on the chorus, and that was pretty much it.
right,
Like we played it a couple of times live that way, and I listened back and I was like, fuck me, this sounds empty.
yeah,
So that's when I was like, I already had the idea for the daft sample, but
yeah,
then I was like, I'm gonna add some, bits and bobs here and work with that.
yeah,
And then gastric broth, we had the section that was blank, and I asked my cousin John, he's an insane guitarist. I was like, do like a proper '90s fucking death metal solo, and he just went to town on it.
yeah. So is that something that you think you'll do again?
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Get people in to have a solo or maybe get some guest vocals at some point. I know we got three vocalists, but why not have five?
Well, I mean, you've got more vocalists than what you think because you also had your nan doing some vocal lines, did you not? On Three Heads,
No, she's going to be doing it on the next release.
is she? Is
Yeah, because
she?
I impersonated her
I thought
And I
that was your
showed,
nan. I was wondering why she wasn't put on the credits on the album, you know?
but funnily enough, it sounds like I'm making this up. My nan's 80, and she's shown all her friends, huh? And she said, "This song's about me."
Oh, Christ. Oh, Christ. I'm looking at that's all this kind of, I mean, death metal is not political or anything like that. It's just like, it's horror films and music, but
Yeah,
there's a lot of comedy in it, and that's what I love about your live show as well. It's just your funny comedy. Some of it needs to change. Since you had a wee dig at me, I'll have a wee dig at you. Some of it needs to change because you use the same pattern at Dead of Winter, you
yeah.
know?
I need some new jokes.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe when the new songs come out,
Yeah, like the
you'll have,
music's not funny, but I just try and like keep it light on stage
yeah,
because we play gigs with bands and they're far superior technically to us, but it is blast beats for half an hour, and
that's it.
people are looking at their phones, they're looking at their shoes.
Yeah,
So I'll
yeah.
just chuck in the odd sort of daft saying, and they'll be like, "Oh fucking hell, what's he talking about?"
I do love blast beats when it's built up to them, you know.
Hmm,
So when it creates an atmosphere and
definitely.
it's just ready, you know, that's when I love it. But I had something else for you there, and yeah. So who was it that mixed and mastered Amalgamated for you?
John Evans, my cousin.
So do you see that being like the pattern of things to go, or would you love different experiences, different studios, different people, or are you settled in this formula? This is what you're going to do.
We'd like to try different things because Lee is in another band called Black Lakes. It's like a
Okay.
metal band,
Yeah.
but his drummer has got his own sort of recording space,
Okay.
and it's up this biker bar up the valleys. It's all kitted out, and Lee was talking about trying out there, so we're going to give that a whirl next and see how that works.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. Well, let's see what happens because you might get the backing with Iron Fortress and stuff like that, and they might give you a big budget for you to do what you
Maybe.
need to do. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Um, yeah, so is there anything about the way that you record? No, I'm not. I'll ask that question. Hey, see, this is what happens when you're live. See, it happens in the radio as well. So it was a pleasure talking to you, man. Um, but you recently played Glasgow Audio. So first of all, how was that for you? I know that you played Dead of Winter a couple of years ago. And for being the worst band on the bill 2 years running, I felt that you got like an enthusiastic response.
Yeah, I usually say stuff like that because I know you'll get a giggle out of the crowd because
Worked.
we're all
Yeah.
there for the same reason. Maybe a couple of beers and some tunes. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought Audio Lounge went really well. I thought the gig was organised so well. It was packed. All the bands were sick.
Yeah.
Great atmosphere. We sold loads of merch. All the other bands sold loads of merch. You know, drank plenty of tenants. It was great.
That's the worst beer of the lot, by the way. And I don't normally do this, but I've been wearing this top because I love the logo. I've been
Oh, thank
wearing
you.
this top for since I got it a couple of weeks ago, you know. So I don't normally wear the band that I'm interview the band that I'm wearing, but it is what it is. It's staying on me. It's a
We
damn thing.
appreciate it.
Only have the one complaint though. I wouldn't mind something down that sleeve, but anyway,
We got
uh,
more stuff coming. Don't worry. We got this idea for. Well, I won't tell you the album title,
why not?
but it's a secret. Secrets. But we got something coming, and we think people will enjoy it. I
So what
think
do you
they
think
will.
you're going to do? Like, are you going to do one or two singles before you release the album? Or
Yeah,
are you just going to be.
we're aiming for a music video as well.
So is it going to be an actual video or is it going to be a lyric video or have you got
Not an
some.
actual performance video with a sort of plot.
Oh, for God's sake.
You know,
So who's the visual one of the band then? Who's the one that's coming up with ideas of what's going to be in the video?
it's definitely not me. My last idea was that we all dress like the girls from Robert Palmer's Addicted to Love video and do that, and they said no.
It's Cremulation, your band. I think it's yours and Steve, isn't it? Because I've one drummers are 10 to a dozen, you know. You could easily be replaced for suggestions like that. You know what I mean? No, but I thoroughly enjoyed that gig. Glasgow audio, it was good to see that Glasgow were out because it's a bit out in the middle of nowhere. It was also quite funny seeing like you were knackered at the end of it on the plane. You were all of you were
Oh yeah,
sleeping.
it's funny. It was a great experience overall.
Yeah. So
Absolutely
what
great
made you come up
experience.
on the plane? I knew that you drived for Dead of Winter. Was it just it's going to be a long slog?
It's traffic. I don't know if you know much about Wales and its infamous traffic, but everywhere now around here is 20 miles an hour. It takes you hours to get out here.
Yeah.
So you're already adding 2 hours onto the journey before you left Wales. So you're looking at like 8.5, 9 hours just
Look
to
at
get
that.
up there. And
Yeah.
then the plane was, I think it was like £40 each return. So we thought, oh, fuck it, we'll do that. It was really cheap. We booked it ages ago, but it was really
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just did that because, we went to Bristol, flew up. We were up there in an hour,
Yeah.
and then got to Glasgow, got the hotel, dropped our bags and pants off, and then come to Audio Lounge.
Did Quando pick you up or something like that, or how did you
No,
get?
no, we were staying in the city centre, and then we just got an Uber.
It's all right. That's all
Yeah,
right. Well, you certainly sounded like you had a good time as well. But one of the things I love about any band that performs live is when they have more than one vocalist, and the fact that every single member of yourself. I'm interviewing every band for Dead of Winter, and I've already interviewed Dreor,
yeah,
who are again the exact same as yourself. They're all vocalists. And you looked at Abysmal Decay that played on the Saturday as well. Dave,
yeah,
drummer vocalist. I don't know whether people have been watching too much autopsy DVDs of late or something.
yeah.
But yeah, it definitely stands out because in this day and age, you've got to do something that stands out because CD sales don't make it anymore. You have to do something on live
No,
front. You have to sell. You wouldn't have sold as much merch as you did if you didn't do something different on the stage. And the fact that all
yeah,
three of you were screaming down that microphone.
definitely. And we've all got very different sort of registers. Like Lee's probably the best vocalist in the band. He's got quite a very good register. I'm pretty one-dimensional. I'm pretty just like low growls and occasionally a bit of shouting. But Lee Beaker's got a really high snarl as well. So I think
Yeah.
the three of us together, it's like a nice unit, so to speak.
You've probably been asked this, but was it by accident that Cremulation had three vocalists, or was it always going to be the plan for each of you to be vocalists?
Originally, I was going to be the vocalist and we were going to get a drummer.
Right, okay.
And because I stopped playing drums 2010
Okay.
because I just didn't want to anymore. Just
Yeah.
like I was in black metal bands and stuff, and I just lost interest to be honest. And then me and Steve got chatting, and I thought, oh, I'll play drums. I was rusty at first. I was like, I'll play drums until we find a drummer.
Yeah.
Tried one out. He was really good, but it basically was like, let's just keep with the three of us.
Yeah. Yeah. So how hard was it to motivate yourself for just getting on that drum seat again? Or did you find that once you had one or two songs written, you just got the groove back and you went, yep, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, basically. First first two gigs we did were a bit shit, I won't lie. Mainly because I haven't played drums on stage in what was it, 2023, so 13 years. So I'm not gonna lie, I
Wow.
was I was shitting my pants.
Yeah.
Like if I make a mistake, everyone knows. You know,
Well, I
but
don't know. Death metal is noise, isn't it? So nobody knows if you hit the snare more than what you should have done, or
yeah,
whether you missed a kick pedal or something like that. Nobody will know.
but yeah. After that, then after like those two sort of shitty gigs, it just sort of built my confidence back up. Man, I was like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
So,
So do you think with the new material then, is it going to be in the same vein vocals wise, or is there a bit more diversity in the vocals?
there's definitely parts where like Beaker's taking more of a role, Lee's
Yeah.
taking more of a role, and then like there's a couple of songs because we all write as well,
Yeah.
and I've written two of those songs and for the album, and you can kind of tell who's written what if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
We've all got a certain writing style. I tend to stick to a formula. I'm like, oh, I want this bit, then I want this, then I want this. I'm a bossy twat.
Are you the moody one? Are you the hardest one to please?
I'm not hard to please. I just sometimes I can get a bit up my own ass.
Uh, what I also like about Cremulation is that you're stuck with the same members all the way through. So even though there might be some, you might be the hardest to please or whatever, um, there's perfect harmony within the band. You might have your moments where you don't see eye to eye, but there's within a minute or so that it's all sorted. You're all
To
good
be honest,
friends.
we don't have those sort of moments. We just someone will come up with an idea, because we've had a few unsuccessful ideas, of course.
Yeah,
Like we've worked on it, we're like, maybe that's not for us. So we
yeah,
just like no one gets in a mood, and I think we're like, oh, just we'll put that over there,
yeah,
and then either that or we'll take the idea, literally like pick it apart and be like, what can we do with this, and then figure out a way to work it.
yeah. So
Because we've all
you,
known each other so long, with it's coming up like 20 years now.
yeah, yeah. So you do guitars as well, yeah.
I wouldn't say I really play guitar. I just write riffs.
Well, I was going to say, who's the one that sends a riff at 4 o'clock in the morning? And I
That's
was
me.
one. I was. I knew
Yeah,
it was you. I had a funny
yeah,
feeling it was you. This
yeah.
is my best work yet, by the way. So I knew that would be you. But so you recently played the Mary Hill Audio. Then have you got any other plans in 2025? And what have you already got 26 that you're allowed to say?
So we were going to play Worcester on the first. That got the guy cancelled it because he didn't get enough pre-sale basically, which is fair enough. He was panicking because he wanted to get venue cover and he couldn't. So that's gone. But we got Eradication Fest in Cardiff on the 15th of November,
That'll be good.
and then we throw a death metal beach party every year in a venue in Newport called the Pit.
Eh,
Basically, it's like Hawaiian shirts and shorts, and it's just death metal. But everyone comes like in like lifeguard gear, and we always pack it out. It's just a proper stupid gig.
Is it an excuse for the girls to come out in their Baywatch gear?
There's never any women there.
Never a cremulation show. Well,
No.
you never know. You never know. And I take it this is indoors. You're not actually on the beach
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, it's indoors. Yeah,
Aye.
there are a few. There's a young group of Cardiff boys and girls that come, and they always get like involved. They're great. Like one of them last year. What did he do? They were circle pitting around him whilst he had his beach towel and an umbrella and he was reading a book.
That's good stuff, man. You will remember that until you die. I mean,
Yeah,
you'll be telling your grandkids that.
yeah.
But what about 26 then? Have you got like, would you like to tour further afield, or are you just holding off until spring to get the album done, or?
To be honest, I've booked, we play, I try not to book too much around where we live, like maybe 3 or 4 times a year, because you don't want to oversaturate. Like,
Absolutely.
so we got a couple of shows in Newport. We're playing Southwest Heavy Fest Winter Warm Up, which is in February.
Cool.
We got something else in February which we can't talk about, and then there's a couple of other little bits and bobs on the burner. Like,
I need to go speak to the other guys because you're so bloody secretive. You're not giving me an album title. You're not telling me where you're playing, and you're not telling me what's in the pipeline.
I'm
So,
not allowed to tell you where I'm playing.
well, fair play. What about are any of those lucky enough to come back across the wall again? Come
Well,
up
back
north
up to
of the road?
Scotland.
Yeah,
If we get the opportunity, we'll be straight back up it.
yeah.
It's for us. It's just playing the gigs is what it's about. It's coming up and just and everyone up the Scotland ski is wicked. You get up, you have some beer, chit a chat about death metal, play a show, buy a t-shirt or a hat or CD. It's just great. It's a great scene.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere on last Saturday, so long may that continue. But if you ever get the chance, don't just play Glasgow or Edinburgh. See if you can go up north. I know it's a bit of a trek, but Aberdeen, they're screaming out for gigs.
Really?
So yeah, so whenever they do get a gig, they always come in mass. I mean, in Glasgow, for example, I feel the guys paying who had to cancel the festival because in Glasgow you can have 4 or 5 gigs on a Saturday night. So
Bloody hell.
people, and it's regular because Glasgow's the place to come. But people are skint now, so they have to pick and choose what gig they're going to. So um, I'd imagine it's the same down in Wales.
Yeah, I book a lot of the gigs in the pit in Newport,
Yeah,
and I say to bands, I'll pay you whatever I can because
yeah,
the venue hire is dirt cheap, and a lot of the times Gaz will cover the venue hire. So, but then we charge like I've noticed you charge over £7, £8 down here, nobody comes.
yeah,
But we charged a fiver for Death Fest back in September, and we sold it out. And I managed to pay every band like give or take like 50 quid each.
yeah,
You know, enough for petrol and some beers. You know, none of them come from like far. I think the furthest was Bristol, but they
yeah.
all got, you know. And I said, whatever we make, I'll give it to you.
Can't argue with that. Is that is that venue that you're talking about is like 100, capacity?
Like 80.
So it's like the audio then. The audio get, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
90 or 100
It's
or something like
basically
that.
very similar to the audio lounge, except it's downstairs in like a basement.
Yeah, yeah. Well, fair play to you. You're going to have to excuse me a wee second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pouring another one. I thought he was going to talk longer than what he did. um, but yes, so you released the album by yourself as well as it being released by Iron Fortress Records. So
Yes.
honestly, it seems to be like every week Iron Fortress are releasing something.
Oh,
Uh,
they're very busy.
yeah, yeah. So how did Iron Fortress come about, and how's it been so far, and what is it that you're looking to gain from Iron Fortress?
They the guy contacted us because he started following us on Instagram, blah blah blah. He was like, "Oh, you release an album?" So I sent him like rough demos. He was like, "Oh, I'm very interested in releasing this. Would you like to work together?" And I was like, "Of course." You know, we were going to release our album in Newport, and he's getting it released in the States and stuff. And then finalized everything with him. Like we sent him our artwork, and he basically did all the CD layouts for us, and was like, "Oh, what do you think of this?" And I was like, "That's amazing. He done a
Yeah,
great job."
yeah.
And then because of him, like you know, we've been on random people in the States YouTube channels, people talking about, and it's crazy. You know, we're just this band from Newport, like this tiny little horrible town in Wales.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, we were talking about the albums earlier on and physical products, but one of the advantages of the new school and the internet is you can see where, like on your Spotify, for example, you can see who
Yeah,
people have listened to you. So, can you think? So, you've got American. Can you think of other countries where you're like, I cannot believe that Puerto Rico or
Paraguay.
something like that. Where's that?
Paraguay?
Paraguay.
There's a few on there. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. There's a quite a lot in America, UK. It was a few in Paraguay, and I met. Where was the other place? It was a really random place. It was somewhere really small.
It's
The
like,
name escapes you at the minute, but it was like, whoa, someone in that place has listened to us.
aye.
It's crazy.
But you just never know. You just never know. Like,
No, no, not at all.
it's absolutely crazy. Exceeded all expectations. But that's the thing, though. The good thing is you can see where people have listened to you. The bad thing is they might listen to one song for 5, 6 seconds. Say, nah, I don't like that. Dismiss the band
Yeah,
without even giving them a chance. It's not like the old days where you're sent like a pound note in an envelope and you send it, and then a week later you get a demo tape. But yeah, but you give every song a listen on that demo tape at least once, probably twice, and then you make up
yeah,
your mind. So you give it a fair chance. Whereas now it's just click, click, click. It's
yeah,
far too easy to dismiss a band nowadays. But yeah, so Iron Fortress, I know that you guys released it CD. Did you release a CD and tape?
yeah. We did a CD and tape with Iron Fortress, and
Yeah,
then he did like clear dual case, so the inserts see through and all that.
yeah,
So we thought self-release released a digipack. So that's
yeah.
different again. So we self-released a digipack, and that one's sold out a few times as well.
I was going to say, I looked on your Bandcamp as well, and that's what it says: sold out, sold out, sold out. So, do you think there's enough interest for another run?
Yeah, we've just, funny enough, we discussed that this morning. I messaged Lee. I was like, please sort out CDs for Eradication Fest.
Absolutely, absolutely. What about vinyl? Is that a subject ever came up?
Love to. It's just cost. It's quite an hefty price to get vinyl printed.
Well, in Scotland, for the first time in years and years and years and years, there's a company called Seabass,
Yeah.
and it's a pressing plant up here. And the beauty of what they do is they put the prices on their website. So
Okay.
I think for a plain black vinyl, it's like £6.
Oh,
And what you sell that for a tenner, and there's your profit, you know. But you can they put on like different other versions as well and different prices and stuff like that. So I would urge you to look at Seabass,
but
um,
look at that. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
and see what you think of it. You know, Kendo of Brainbath swears by them. He was the first one to release a metal vinyl from Seabass with Tim Voss from
Oh,
Edinburgh.
cool.
So he swears by them, you know. I need to go up there with him, do like an interview with them up there and spread the word. That'll be something different.
That's definitely worth
Um,
it. That sounds great.
yeah, well, urge you to check them out, mate. Urge you to check them out. But yeah, since it's been a bit of a time since your first release and listening back to your previous material, and as well as Amalgamated, is there anything that you would like to change, or is there anything that you would love the opportunity to re-record for some reason? Is there something that's been niggling in the back of your head, or do you think this is just like another chapter in
Um,
Cremulation's history, or would there be something that you would love to do?
no, to be honest, like we were really happy with the demo when it came out. Obviously I fucked it up recording it. My cousin fixed it, and then we did the album with him, and he did a bang up job with it. And he's a big death metal fan himself. He's an insane guitarist. So I'd be like, he said, "Oh, what do you want it to sound like?" I was like shit, and he said, "I got you."
Do you know? I've been thinking about how to describe your sound, and it's like a B-rated autopsy. You know how like autopsy
Yeah,
just fucked up
we
their
get that a
budget and
lot.
drinking drugs and stuff like that. Well,
Mm.
it's kind of like I saw a comment and I found it funny. It's like it's as if I'm playing a death metal record at the wrong speed.
Yeah,
I'm playing it at 33 instead of 45. You know.
yeah, we've heard similar to that before.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's great. That is.
Thanks for coming back, mate. Thanks for coming back. Listen, I've just got a few more questions for you. But going back to the recording of Amalgamated for a second, recording the same vocal lines over and over again, maybe over a short period of time for the album. Do you go through some vocal techniques before you start recording, and what rituals do you have before you go on stage?
Uh, I think it's all different. For me, I usually get a drink, not a beer. I'll have a beer on stage.
Yeah.
I'll drink. I'll sort of swill my mouth out. The Jakeman sweets.
Yes.
I like a couple of them. They loosen up the vocal cords.
Do you go down the
Lee,
corridor going do re mi fa sol la ti do or anything like
uh, no, no, no. And then like Lee will just pop in about 50 zins in his mouth and then vape.
But what is it like when you're going into the studio? I mean, when you recorded your parts of the vocals, was it just line by line, or did you just do like verse and just went with that take?
We before we went in, we kind of discussed it because obviously when it's recorded, it's finalized as such, isn't it?
Yeah,
And before we record the album at gigs, we tended to chop and change. We would do what,
yeah.
but then we were like, right, Lee does this bit, Beaker does this bit, Greg does this bit, and then when they come to recording, me and Lee were there, and we were like, right, you do this bit, leave this gap, I'll do this bit. So when you like listen to the album before we finished it, there'd be like a verse and a half without any lyrics, and then there'd be one line of like, "It's dead."
Silly question, and don't kill me or anything like that. But did you just Did you do your vocal lines, just the vocal lines, or did you do the vocals when you were playing the drums?
No, just the vocal lines.
Right. Okay.
Because we recorded the drums, and like, I wanted to spend a lot of time on the drums because I still got a bit of fear. Like, is this good enough? Do you know what I mean? So I really wanted to spend some time and be like, does this sound alright? You know, and then once like it was finished, and my cousin was like, yeah, top banana. I was like, right, I'll do vocals now.
But your cousin, though, did he give you like wee subtle one-liners and said, "Are we really going to go with that, or do you think you need to try that again?" Was
Oh
that
no, he'll
anything?
he'll tell you. He'd be like, that's out of time. That's fucking terrible. But that's why recording with him is great because he'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, yeah,
And like that's his career now. He's a sound designer.
yeah. I've seen in another interview that you had that you mentioned his socials. So would you like to mention his socials again?
Yeah, it's Jonathan Fan Evans on Instagram. His synthwave stuff is Fan Octo, and if you check out the Jonathan Fan Evans socials, he's just done some music for a game. It's really good, really
Yeah,
fucking sick.
yeah, cool. So you feel like he's the fourth member of the band?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, definitely.
As long as
I've
he
had a
doesn't
few
take any
ideas, and he's
royalties.
like, "No, that's shit."
As long as he doesn't take any royalties, you know. He's a silent fourth member of the band.
Yeah,
um, but more specifically for yourself, like with you all being vocalists of the band, well, I think you've answered this. Do you write all lyrics or do all members contribute to the lyrics? But when it comes to you personally, I want to know like what type of vocalist that you are. Do you watch a lot of films? Do you watch a lot of documentaries? Do you read a lot of books? Do you open the front door? You've always got a pen and a piece of paper on you. You open the front door and you see something, you write a line and you come back to it. What type of lyricist are you and where do you get your inspiration from?
I tend to come up with a title first.
Okay.
So like, I'll think about things, like especially when it's quiet in work. I'll be thinking about like we've got this new song now. I'm like, oh, will this title work? No, that's fucking rubbish. And then I'll just tend to go back and forth, then come up with a title, message the boys, what do you think of this? And if they're like, I like that, I'm like, cool. I'll start laying down like a bass line, because usually we got the lyrics, but then we take them to practice, and then we'll all sort of be like, maybe change that bit, or maybe change that bit for this.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you write, I've written stuff before, and I'm like, fuck me, there's way too many syllables in that. I can't do that and drum at the same time.
But I speak to somebody like Jason Evans, formerly of Ingested, um, and he gets his lyrical inspiration from rap artists. He identified that good rap artists always have a good last line. It's the last line that you
Okay.
remember, and then he works from the song up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he does it that way. But I take it you get your inspiration from films, and we are going to talk about films in a wee minute. So just
Yeah,
hang fire about that.
yeah.
Um, but are you always writing lyrics, or do you wait until you're going to do a next release and then you spend a week writing lyrics, or like have you already written in the next 10 songs or something like that?
I tend to write riffs,
Yeah,
and then I'm working on a new song at the minute. The riffs are really basic. Sometimes I tend to come up with a beat first in my head. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
this beat, and then, and I write most of my stuff on bass because I haven't got a guitar. So I write it all on bass, and I think, how would this sound with this? And then like I'll show it to Liam Beaker, and then Lee will like play it, and then Beaker will be like, all right, guitar. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool. And then if there's a bit that's not quite working, they'll both be like, maybe instead of going there, you should go here, or maybe we should have a break,
yeah.
or like a stab, or something like that.
Do you not get pissed off though? Because I know that you're writing the lyrics when you've got the drum parts in mind. So you know when you're going to be doing them. But let's say like Lee writes like 10 words and you've got 3 seconds to say them in. I like
The
it.
person that does that is me.
Do you take it out on them or do you torture yourself?
I tend to write like we're working on this new song at the minute, and the verse is really simple riff, but I wanted the vocals almost to have like a sort of like ebb and flow, like diddle diddle like that.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I was like, "Fuck me, that's gonna be tiring."
Well, we'll see how it works out. See how it works out.
Yeah,
Have you the seven and a bit songs? I take it you've played them in rehearsals like a good number of times, and
yeah, we've played a few live as well, like
yeah.
Starving for Carving, Blunt Force Coma, Plague Pit. So those three are going on the new album.
So you said, am I right in saying that you said you write the song title first?
Yeah, like Blunt Force Coma. I can't remember when I was drunk. It just popped into my head. And I thought that's fucking stupid, but it kind of tells its own story straight away. You know what it's about. A fucking curry made out of someone's head.
You need to watch Ghost. I think you need to watch Ghost with your missus or something like that. You need a wee bit more romance in your life. I mean, what do the boys think when you text them the title gastric broth, for example? What,
Originally, it was called something else. What was it called? Because it was about a similar sort of the same subject, but it was called something else. It was called I can't remember now. It was called like something like shit, like stomach stew or something ridiculous. And I was like, oh, that's fucking rubbish. I don't like that. So then I was listening to Pungent Stench and
oh,
what was it? Gastric juices in
oh, something psychotic beats or something like that.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, gastric, that's cool. And then it was around the winter time, and I just kept making fucking lamb stew. So I was like, gastric broth.
Well, as you can hear, ladies and gentlemen, there's not a lot of thought that goes into these cremulation songs.
If you notice, most of the songs I write, Lee pointed this out, are about food. Oh
Oh, there you go, there you go. By the way, that's the best album cover from Cannibal Corpse. I just have to say that.
yeah, one of my favorite albums.
Yeah, yeah. So I hate to ask this question because you've probably been asked it 100 times. So, how are the songs constructed within Cremulation? Are they the main songwriters within the band, or do you feel that everybody has to play their part in making an album a more collaborative effort and elevating it above everything else that you've done previously?
To be honest, it's kind of like just everyone has a go.
Yeah,
Like Blood Force Corner, I wrote that, and then they changed because the original chorus riff was a bit shitter, and
yeah,
then Lee was like, "Oh, what if we spice it up a bit?" And then it changed, and
yeah,
then like Starving for a Carving, Beaker was just like, "I've got this song," and he played it. I was like, "Fucking hell, that's ace. That doesn't need anything." And then he brought in Plague Pit as well, and like I heard that, I was like, "Fucking hell, that's that's Cremulation sound straight away. It's just flow and stinging, and we didn't
yeah.
change any of that either." Sometimes it's collaborative. Sometimes they come in with full songs. It's
Like with you three guys, and you all, I know that you've been in bands together, but even you might still have different musical tastes.
oh
So
yeah, definitely,
how do you negotiate what stays in and what goes out of a song? Like for example, I know Lee, for example, he's more into like bands like Iron Monkey, whereas you are into heavily into the band that you're currently wearing in your cap, for
yeah,
example.
yeah. I fucking love
Um,
this street.
so how do you keep Iron Monkey out and Obituary in and take out Obituary and put Iron Monkey in without any kind of tension?
Um, we tend to sort of like meet in the middle. Like, like I've got this riff, and I want it to sound like this, and
Yeah,
then people will be like, "Oh, I've got this riff, and I want this," and then we'll try it out. We don't ever say no, we're not fucking doing that. We're always like, "Yeah, let's try it," and then we try it. Like that doesn't quite work.
yeah,
Maybe if we change something, oh, that works now. Because it's
yeah,
usually like you think, oh, you've got an idea in your head, you bring the riff to practice, and you think, right, it needs this beat or something.
yeah,
And then you play it, like, no, that don't sound right. And they need something else. So
yeah.
we're all quite open when it comes to stuff like that. We're just like, you
In a
know,
constructive way, though, eh?
yeah, we never shit on each other's ideas. We're always like, oh yeah, that's cool, I like that.
Yeah,
Maybe we should try like a different vocal line or something.
yeah. Amalgamated, it was what, 10 songs?
Yeah, and one keyboard intro that John
Yeah,
wrote.
yeah. What, did you have like 15 or 16 songs and those were the 10 that you chose?
We had two others, and we kind of just scrapped them because we just they weren't working.
Okay,
So we had another song called it was on a demo, Human Sludge, and it just I don't know, we took that apart, restructured it, and it was like I think it was because it was fast. It was
yeah,
like the fastest and not that we can't play fast, more that it was like it just didn't work.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like we
yeah,
play it, like it just sounded like we've dropped this random song bang in the middle of the set instead.
yeah.
So we were like, yeah, let's kind of fuck that one off. And the other one now, we've pulled apart and we're working on it for the new album.
Well, that's what I was going to ask next. I was waiting for you to finish. Was there anything from those recording sessions that you're bringing to the new material? Or is this
Yeah,
all brand new material?
we've got some older ideas we're going to sort of rejig. And then we've got some really strange ideas, which we hope are going to work, but we'll see.
Well, you're going to bring in some female vocals or violins in or
Yeah,
keyboards?
power metal vocals.
Or you're going to sing about Dungeons and Dragons and castles and stuff?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, Christ. Well, that's the end of the interview then. So yes, so the artwork for Amalgamated, I think you kind of touched on it a wee bit. So who done it and what information did you give? Um, like, did you maybe like send the artist, right? This is what's in my head. This is what I want you to do. Did you send them the songs with the lyrics? You have free reign, or what came across the? How did the album cover come about?
I have to apologize on this one because I cannot remember the name of the artist because Steve sorted it out. But it was Eaten Back to Life, the movie From Beyond,
Yes,
and the movie Society. We kind of wanted like a big blob of fucking mess, essentially.
right.
Like, like in Society when they all become one and then he becomes Butthead and he's like fucking and talking. And then
Yeah.
like From Beyond when he becomes that massive fucking creature. We wanted something in that vein on the front.
So when you got the album cover back, was that the first draft that you went, yeah, that's what we want, or was it a wee bit of
Yeah.
to and froing?
Like he sent it to us without color. We were like, put it in color. He done it in color, and I was like, and we all were like, yeah, that's fucking it. Like that's it. Because our one of our main things, said we silly, we were like, we want it pink. It has to be fucking pink, like fleshy tones. And then they did it. It was like, oh, wicked.
I can't think of any other bands that use pink. Um,
Acid Rain,
yeah, that was the worst fucking album cover anyway.
obnoxious.
Ah, my God. But yeah, so what I don't know whether you should use them more, but you use them sporadically, and that's like samples. Like so,
Yeah.
horror death metal. I feel there's a kind of resurgence of horror death metal. I would urge you to look at Aortic Rupture from the Netherlands,
Okay.
as well as the band The Living Dead. When I say the band, it's a one-man project. The Living Dead,
Okay.
and it's a one-man project, and he done 24 songs, but it's 4 hours long, and it's
Jeez.
free, So I would urge you to look that out. But yeah, I was wondering if you were going to use samples more in the next release, because I know that you just done it for like Three Heads with your nan and things like that. So I don't know whether you watch horror films, because I know that you're an aficionado when it comes to horror films, but you might listen to a line and think, I need to record that. I'm going to use that.
We've discussed it. Like Starving for a Carving is about Buffalo Bill from because Beaker loves that film. He loves Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
And originally it was called Size 14. And we are like, oh, that's a bit too, you
Yeah.
know, because we try not to sort of like completely allude to the violence. To just like the title's there, but it's not quite like in your face. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah,
like, it's about this, but we're not really saying it's about this.
yeah. Well, there you go, there you go. But talking of samples in horror movies, I have to ask, like, what's your favorite genre of horror movies and why? Is it slasher? Is it body horror? Is it psychological horror?
I like body horror.
Yeah.
Like I love the stuff. That film is fucking this ridiculous, but it's so fucking good. When his face opens and his tongue is like coming out, he's just like, eh. Stuff like that. I love.
But I've had the pleasure with talking to Ryan Wills and Hannes
Oh,
of
that man's
Tenebro.
seen every horror film ever.
Oh, is in Quando as well. I think they two have a battle as to who's got the bigger horror collection and stuff like that. But same with Hannes of Tenebro. His horror collection is absolutely frightening, and the amount of memorabilia that he's got with necrophagia and stuff is absolutely frightening. But if there was a horror movie that you know line by line and you've watched the most times in your life, what is it?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. Um,
If you were in on a Saturday night by yourself, then, or Halloween night, for example, then what's the movie that you're putting on?
Probably if it's me and the missus, it's usually more like a daft horror, like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, something like that. If I'm on my own, maybe The Beyond or something like that,
Yeah.
or maybe like I love Frankenhooker. It's so fucking ridiculous, and like that film to me is so what a date. It's so fucking funny because I did have a title, but we didn't use it in the end. I was gonna, Cannibal Corpse have got the Undead Will Feast.
Yes.
So I was working on a song about Frankenhooker, but it was called The Undead Will Fuck.
The true story, though. True
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
But I don't know. I just my favorite film of all time is Exorcist 3. I know it line by line. Sometimes when I look at like the 70s and 80s stuff, like zombies and stuff, and you get the blonde-haired lassie running away, and she trips over a shoe heel and stuff,
Yeah.
and it takes the zombies half an hour to cross a bloody road,
Do this.
and she still gets caught. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, it's got a cult following. It's got a cult following, so fair play. But what's your take on horror films today? Because horror films today is more reliant on the music and jump scares. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
I love my death metal, but I also love dark ambient, and dark ambient's where the music comes, for the jump scares. But what's your take on horror movies of the last
there's
10
definitely
years or so?
I think there's definitely some great ones like The Void. I think that's a brilliant film.
What about Hereditary? Have you seen that one? I
I
thought,
have not seen Hereditary, no.
oh, she has an Oscar-winning performance. I can't remember the actress's name. Oscar-winning performance. You have to watch it.
I'll have a look at that.
And it's all about Pazuzu. Um, so yeah, no, I just wondered what your take on like horror films was because I know you're a wee bit of a
I
aficionado, but
To be honest, I kind of just give most stuff a go. I'm like, if I don't like it, I'm like, oh well, it's an hour and a half of my life. Oh well.
yeah.
I just tend to see stuff. I'm like, if it looks too shit, I'll still watch it. I'm like, oh, like a lot of the cannibal films. I've watched nearly all of them, and to be honest, most of them fucking suck.
Ryan Mills is just, aye, well,
He's probably going to send me death threats now.
yeah, he's going to call you a dick or something, aye, aye. But yeah, but listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, mate. I've only got a couple of questions left for you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
When it comes to the set list for a cremulation show, you're given half an hour, right? So, what's the song of Amalgamated, and what's the song of a previous material that you're looking forward to playing the most yourself, and why?
I love playing gastric broth off
Hmm.
Amalgamated. guess whenever we can get people, when we played Death Fest in Newport, that was the biggest sort of zombie pit we had. Like the entire room was just, and it's slow.
Yeah.
Like being behind the drum kit and playing and seeing everyone walking around in a circle really slowly. And then Lee had his wireless. So he went in as well.
Brilliant.
And it was, I had to sing his parts, the fucking bastard, but still. But like watching it, I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then like from the demo, like, because we recorded a couple of tracks for the album as well from the
Yeah.
demo, but I love Resurrection of Ron. It's just fucking the one review, like, I don't know, it could be classed as insulting, maybe called it lumbering, but I was like, it is lumbering. It sounds like someone fucking falling out of a coffin. It's like, ugh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And can you just say the zombie pit started? Where did it start?
Dead of Winter,
That's right, in Glasgow. So I just
the very first.
you left that a wee bit open there, so we'll just come away with that. But this is the last question for you, and this is where I normally ask the musicians about what their equipment was that they used for the recording of the album. So this is probably where we'll start with another 40-minute conversation, because musicians just love to talk about all their toys. So what's your drum setup, mate? What do you use? What have you got?
So for the recording, I can't remember the model. We used a digital kit for part of the recording. So we used it was a Roland, like fucking X Y Z A B C D E, and we used Axis longboard pedals. Even though I barely do any double kick, I do the occasional triplet, and that's about it. And then guitar wise, Bigger used his Ibanez. Lee recorded his upside down bass.
Yeah, I noticed.
And then symbol wise, I tend to pitter patter between a few because I don't know why I did it. I bought the original Pays 101 nickels from the 80s. And they're like entry level
Where did you find
symbols,
that?
Facebook Marketplace. Like I took a gamble on them and I was like, because they're cheap, like they're budget symbols, but they sound great. They sound like the stuff you hear on the demos from back in the day.
Yeah,
And since then, every time I've broken one, I've just replaced it because they're really cheap.
yeah.
But the problem is, because they're all 45, 50 years old, they don't last very long.
You ever thought about actually buying a drum kit that will last you?
I got a drum kit that'll last me, but with the gigs we play, everyone's like, bring your cymbals, bring your snare, bring your pedals.
And when it comes to vocals, like when you recorded the album, did you kind of think we'll try like a few different microphones and find out which gives us the best sound, or you just give me an SM50 and I'll fucking sing into it?
Nah, John had fucking like, he's like, this microphone can hear your heartbeat. Do you know what I mean? And he's like, right, this is this specific pop shield. We're gonna do this, and then like you stand in front of the microphone. He's like, give me a one, and he's like, move backwards, move forwards. He's very much like, we need you in the right position for the right, sort of intensity. So yeah,
One last question: what about the drumsticks that you use? Do
I
you get
use
them? Do you get them
fucking
off Facebook Marketplace as well?
no, no. I tend to either I'd pick them up at the studio where we practice.
You stole them.
No, 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 no. They've always got them there, and he's always got them slightly cheaper. So I always pick them up. I use 2Bs. They're quite thick. I like them nice and thick.
I've got Andy Whale's drumsticks here, and it doesn't actually say the weight of them. Uh, I do have other ones, and they're 5BRs,
I've
whatever
used
that.
5Bs, but I haven't used 5BR.
Yeah, yeah. I got Death Collector's drumsticks, but no, it doesn't tell you the weight of them. I was just wondering, like, whether they're like tree trunks or whether they're
They,
quite.
they are quite fucking large.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like, I think, because, you know, like this, the way I play, I'm very heavy-handed. You know, I do try and use my wrist. I do try and have some semblance of technique. But I used to play with little sticks, and I'd break them.
Yeah.
I'm like a chimp in a zoo. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, and they just fucking snap. So I need something with a bit of durability.
Well, maybe you should hit the snare rather than the metal part.
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what the metal part's for.
Well, true, true. But listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Where can we get Cremulation and all the socials? Where will we find you?
We are on Instagram, Facebook. We do have a TikTok now. I don't know how to use it, but I am trying.
Okay.
But I don't understand TikTok at all.
Is
So
it
I
not the
will say
same as
that.
doing like Facebook stories? You do like a 10 minute, a 10-second clip and that's it or something?
We do a lot of Instagram stories, but that's mainly just posting up the gigs because
Yeah,
we do that. We tend to get a lot of engagement because obviously, if you're filling up people's posts all the time with "come to my gig," they'll be like, "Fuck off, you're blocked." So we just do it on the stories, and then people will ask questions. They'll be like, "Oh, what time you on?" I'm like, "Doesn't matter what time we're on. Come to the show and see everyone."
that's it. Absolutely, absolutely. But like I say, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. When you release the new album, you know exactly where it's going to be played first, and you know exactly that it's not going to be Three Heads in the Freezer that I'm going to play. It's going to be one of the new ones. But I've seen you the two times that you've came north of the border, so let's keep it going. Because you always bring fun, you always bring groove, and you always bring good times and laughter.
Thank
I think you were the only band that got the audience laughing.
you.
I mean, you're not supposed to laugh at a fucking death metal show, but you got the crowd laughing.
I
So,
think that's half the point, though. Is like death metal's it is serious business, but also when you put death metal under a microscope, it's a bunch of fucking middle-aged men singing about corpses. You kind of got to take it with a pinch of salt. I mean,
absolutely, man.
it's it's my favorite genre of music in the world, but you've got to be able to make fun of yourself.
100%, 100%. I have to end in a controversial statement. No,
Go on then.
I don't think you're the worst band. Um,
We appreciate that. Thank you.
there is room for improvement, um, especially in
Yeah,
the
especially on the
drums.
drums.
Yeah, but is it something that you're considering again? I know that you considered it at the beginning, but is it something that you considered and again? Do you want to get into people's faces and become the vocalist, not the main center of attraction, but in people's faces, get into the crowd, get in the pits and stuff like that, and let somebody else drum, or are you enjoying the drums too much?
I think I think it's spoiled the dynamic because
100%.
the three of us we get each other so well. Like the three of us work together so well as a unit. I think if we change that, it'd probably change the sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like the sound of Cremulation is the three of us. It's the
Mhm.
way we all sort of work together. They'll come up with a good riff. I'll play a shit beat over it, and then do some vocals.
Well, I'm glad I heard that because I don't want you to change. If you change, then I'll be one of I'll be one of the people that will just instantly dismiss you. So no, keep on doing what you're doing, guys. You've got. As soon as I saw you at Dead of Winter, you were one of the highlights. I remember interviewing you at Dead of Winter, and I said that you were one of the highlights of the festival for me. Didn't know anything about you, but I just went wow because of the groove. Um, there's a lot of
Thank
new
you.
bands that play 1,000 mile an hour riffs and stuff like that, and you just get lost in it all. Oh, wow, you can wank your guitar and stuff like that, but I can't do anything to it, you know. Whereas you
Yeah,
guys, it's just irresistible to move. So just keep on doing what you're doing. I need to get you on the show, my radio show at one point as well.
that'd be great. Yeah.
I'm concentrating on Dead of Winter at the moment, but that gives you plenty of time to think of an hour and 20 minute set list. That doesn't include three heads in the freezer. We'll choose completely different songs from that. But yeah, maybe I can get an exclusive. In fact, that's maybe when we'll do it when you're ready to release new material. maybe I can play a song
When
the
we
day
do
before.
our first single off a new album, you can have first dibs.
I've always said I liked you. Just don't ask Quando what I thought of you. No, listen, it's an absolute pleasure, and I'm sure this won't be the last time that we'll talk, mate.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Cheers. But keep in touch. Oh, it tells me I've got 3 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
Um, uh, yeah, just keep in touch, mate, and then we'll get you on, and we'll do the first single shit. I would really like that, so I would be
Yeah,
honoured
that'd
to
be
do that.
great, man. We'd love to do that.
Sounds good. And keep listening every Thursday.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I
I do.
have Absolution on this Thursday,
Oh, sick. They're from Birmingham, aren't they? Ah,
100%.
sick. Yeah, I like Absolution.
A couple of ex-Cerebral Fix members, although I think one of them's left now, but you've still got, forgotten his frigging name.
Look for a
Uh,
bassist, didn't they?
yeah,
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
is the bassist that's left. Uh, it's the other guy. Oh, Christ. If I looked at my phone, I would be able to tell you and stuff. But I've got them on Thursday, so it's probably
Oh,
going to be an
sick.
old school night. So,
Oh, nice.
all right. So keep listening. Come in the fucking chat. I didn't know you were listening on Thursday.
Yeah, I always listen, man.
Well, come in the chat then, because we get a good number of people in the chat. And I've got a funny feeling you would bring humour to the chat. So,
Half-price comedian.
absolutely. I mean, Ryan comes in, Quando's in all the time. Lee from Severe Lacerations. You've got Mass from Blasphemer. You've got several others as well off the top of my head. You've got James from Liquefied. Just come in, man. Just come in and say hi.
It's a great scene up there, mind, isn't it? Up Scala, you've got a hell of a scene.
It's never been as popular. I mean, are you all right to come back on for a minute?
Yeah, yeah, man.
You right? Come back on for a minute.